let's talk about letting go. I've learned a lot about what that means. The best way I can put it into words is to not care. We like to attach to things, ideas, thoughts. And sometimes we attach a little too much to the point where we completely identify with them. I have learned to surrender, let go, not care about things like shame and guilt, my agenda, and even my ego. I'm not perfect in it, but I do know that I've come a long way and I've created a whole new world for myself. In the past, I was ashamed of being a bad mom because I had to be a good mom. That my kids is the reason I live. They mean everything to me. And as their mother, my job is solely to be a good mom to them. In the past, I would fight the idea of being a bad mom. So teachers would say things like, oh, you forgot to send your kid to school with a jacket. And somehow that meant, I took that as, I identified with that being that I'm being lazy, I'm not being a good mom, and I need to up my game. And it seemed like every time I would get something like that, it just made me work even harder, made me push myself even more. And it really would just increase that resistance to be a bad mom, even though I felt good kind of about it because I would identify more with being a good mom. Oh, look at me. Now I'm remembering to send my kid's jacket to school with them. And basically what it is me working harder to be a good mom was actually me fighting the idea of being a bad mom. So the more I fought being a bad mom, the more that insecurity grew inside of me. After learning a lot about letting go and how to just accept things as they are, surrender to it, I decided to surrender to the idea that I am a bad mom. To not fight it anymore. So first of all, I had to find that aspect of what I was doing in my life, what I was fighting against, what I was resisting, and what I was trying to grasp so hard. And I was trying to grasp the idea of me being a good mom and trying to resist being a bad mom. As I started learning about letting go, I decided to not care so much about whether I'm a good mom or a bad mom, and actually identify with being a bad mom and live in that for a little while and not worry so much about fighting it. Just surrender to the idea that I am a bad mom. And it showed me a lot of things. Once I decided to let go of it, it showed me that I can be a bad mom, but I can also at the same time be a good mom. So now that's what I am. That's where my identity lies. But in the idea of letting go, I still don't identify super closely. I don't hold on tight to that idea of I am a bad mom and I am a good mom. I can see now that I am both, and I don't have to fight either one, and I don't have to cling to either one. I can be satisfied with myself where I am in my mothering abilities and be okay with that, knowing that I am a bad mom and a good mom. What I am is Amanda. I am whatever I want to be. And it's great now that I can be both. And it really frees me from the shackles of being forced to be any kind of mom. And I can just be me. One other example I wanted to give is that I am super productive. I am overly driven, and my ego really likes that idea of being overly driven. Super busy, always productive, always fixing problems. And I like that I can do that. I'm glad that I'm able to do that. But again, I decided to not care so much about it. Wait, before I go there. So I'm clinging to this idea tightly that I am productive. As I'm clinging to that, I am resisting, fighting the idea that I am lazy. So laziness is something that I really hated. I love being productive because that's what my ego does. I am always driven and productive. And I'm never lazy. I don't ever want to be lazy. When I find myself being lazy, I shun myself for it and make sure that I don't do it again, basically. So I stopped watching TV so much. I stopped sleeping in so much. And it's cool, I guess, but I found out that I really do need that lazy time. And as I decided to let go of fighting the laziness, now I've redefined it in my life. And my lazy time is actually healthy for me now. And I love it and embrace it, and I don't fight it because I don't care so much about being super productive. I can trust that God and the universe will bring me everything I need in due time. I don't have to worry so much about being lazy or being a bad mom. I don't even care about that. Now, sometimes my ego gets the best of me, and I do resort back to clinging to these ideas, but I know now how I can let go of it. And I ground myself. I come back to who I want to be in my life, which is both a good and a bad mom, and both a lazy and productive person. And I don't worry so much about what I'm doing this minute. If right now I'm sitting on the couch being lazy, binge watching Netflix, or if I'm working super hard and super driven. I kind of get into this flow state now when I'm motivated. And it's not so much about fighting the laziness when I'm motivated, it's more about seeing that I'm in this flow state, seeing how I get myself into this flow state and how I can stay in it. And then if I get like a sign from the universe or from God telling me, okay, it's time to come out of your flow state, I just come out of it and I don't fight it. I don't say, no, I gotta keep going, I gotta keep going. Now, sometimes I do, but I can come out of it now. Whereas before, it was sun up to sun down, go, go, go. Of course, even when the sun's down too. But I mean, it's just like super driven nonstop. And now I can just like be super driven and stop and be lazy. And it's a beautiful place to be. So I hope this helped you in understanding the idea of letting go. It's a huge concept. I would suggest looking more into it, learning more about it, listening to how other people have found to let go. And if you have any suggestions on ways that you can let go, ways that other people can let go, I'd love it if you would share them with me. Peace.